Good evening. Unbelievable. Thank you very much. It's just a tremendous honor to be coming to you from Tampa Piano School. And this is going to be part 2 in our series on correct breathing for singing. Now, in our previous video, we discussed specifically the correct breathing motion. Okay, today we will be discussing breath support and control. Now, this is very, very important. When we're talking about breath support is the power behind the act of singing. Okay? And the way to create that power is by generating breath pressure. We employ the abdominal musculature. That is what generates more breath pressure. Okay? That's what gives us the power behind our singing, the proper breath support, which is so important. If you recall from our previous video, it takes more breath pressure to access those notes in the upper register. Now, when we talk about breath control is the slow emission of the exhaled breath. Remember, we want an energized air column, and that energized air column should be gradually released. Remember, we don't want the air to escape too quickly. So when we achieve that slow emission of the exhaled breath at the vocal fold level, that is breath control. Now, there are a couple of exercises that I highly recommend that you do that will help you to simulate the proper breath support and control for singing. Okay? Now, this first exercise, if you have ever heard a dog pant, very similar to panting, okay? And there's just a couple easy steps. So you inhale deeply, and I suggest suspending the breath for a moment on the peak of the inhale, and then a series of repeated H's. And as you're repeating those H's, you should feel the contraction of the abdominal muscles, okay? And I will demonstrate. Okay? And you notice I did that all on one exhaled breath. And I could feel my abdominal muscles contracting upward and inward as I was repeating the H's. And that's the sensation you want when you're in the act of singing. There's one other drill that I really highly recommend that you do, specifically for breath control, okay? Remember, we want a gradual release of the exhaled breath. This will be particularly useful for sustaining those long notes or singing those long phrases that must be sung on one breath, okay? And this is the leaky tire drill. It's very simple. Again, you inhale deeply, suspend the breath for a moment, and then as you're exhaling, you will just sustain an S, okay? And will sound a little bit like a hissing sound. If you've ever heard or seen a leaky tire, how long does it take the air to escape from that leaky tire? Quite a while, okay? So this is very gradual, and that is the goal. And I will demonstrate. And I could go on much longer, but for the sake of time. The more you practice that leaky tire drill, you'll notice that you'll be able to sustain that S longer and longer, okay? And if you could only do one exercise, I strongly recommend the leaky tire drill. Do the leaky tire drill, and you will notice that you are able to control your breathing during singing so much better. If you can just experience those same sensations, again, in the abdominal musculature, control controlling that exhaled breath so that it's very gradually released, that will really be helpful for your singing, for your breath control. Remember, the breath support and control and correct breathing in general really addresses every aspect of singing. Everything that you find difficult about singing can be improved and can be addressed with correct breathing for singing. Do the panting, and even more importantly, do the leaky tire drill, and you will see results very, very quickly. So enjoy practicing, and as always, every day is an opportunity to get better.